everybody, welcome back. If you're watching this video, you're supposed to have already done the previous one, where we studied the Spaceships Battle game. Today we're going to continue it. First of all, we're going to make an end to the game, because if you remember we left it without a proper end. After that we're going to add some sound effects and music, and finally we're going to add some improvements. In fact, today we're going to give some special abilities to each of the spaceships, so that they're gonna be different from each other. The first two parts will be a little bit more boring, but the third one will be much more fun. So I hope you enjoy this video. So if you're ready, let's begin. Alright guys, first of all we're going to make the end of the game. I'm not saying I'm going to finish this series of tutorials. In fact, there's plenty of room for improvement, so this won't be the last tutorial for sure. What I mean is that we're going to create the final message which shows up when a player wins the game. That is, when he reduces his opponent's lives to 0. So let's go to control, let's take an if condition and let's put it here. So whenever player 2 is touching cannonball 1, apart from changing player 2 lives by -1, we're going to check if he has 0 lives right now. So let's take an operator and let's say change player 2 lives by -1, and if player 2 lives equals 0, we're going to broadcast a message, which is going to be end. Should be, or not end, we should say player 2 loses or player 1 wins, which is the same, okay? Player 2 lives equals 0, so player 1 wins. And we're going to do something similar here, alright? But this time when player 1 lives equals 0, broadcast player 2 wins. So what happens when one of these players wins? We want a message to show up here, so we have to create that message. We could do it creating a backdrop or creating a sprite. I'm going to create a sprite because I can animate it and make it more attractive. So let's take this text and let's write this. Player 1 wins. Okay, let's make it as big as possible. Not that big. That's too much. That is. Maybe this color is not the best, so let's take another color, like this yellow, for example. Yeah, that's better. Or maybe we could make a gradation from yellow to, I don't know, to green. Green could be another color which stands out there. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so player 1 wins. And we're going to make it show up. We're going to write player wins. You will understand why I haven't written player 1. When we receive that event, when I receive player 1 wins, I'm going to show, and I'm going to switch costume to costume number 1. Costume number 1 is player 1 wins. Why? Because I'm going to duplicate it. We're going to have 2 costumes. This is going to be player 2 wins. I'm going to change the text. Player 2 wins. Okay, player 2 wins, player 1 wins. That makes sense. So, when I receive player 1 wins, show switch costume to player 1, and when I receive player 2 wins, I don't know if we have already created it. Yeah, player 2 wins, show and switch costume to player 2 wins.
So let's see if it works. I'm gonna cheat to make it faster. So player 1 is gonna have 1 life, player 2 is going to shoot. Important. What happens when I click on the green flag? This one should hide, right? So let's do it. Looks, hide, that's important. Okay, so let's begin the game. Let's try shooting. Player 2 wins. Fantastic. And obviously it works with player 1. This looks a bit simple, so we're going to create an animation. An animation which is simple but makes the game much more attractive. So instead of showing, we're going to set size to 0. We're going to make it grow, okay? We're going to create a zoom in. So set size to 0, show, and now repeat like 25 times. Well, let's switch costume at the very beginning. We're going to change size by 4. So this sprite, when it receives this, it's going to switch costume to player 2. It's going to set size to 0. It's going to show, and obviously it's going to be very small. It's going to grow little by little until it reaches 100%. Okay, because 4 times 25 or 25 times 4 is 100. So look, the effect is going to be this. All right. If you want, at the same time, we could create something like this, which is going to be happening all the time, which is change color effect by 10, for example. And that way we have this. Okay. So let's do the same with the other one. So let's remove it, right click duplicate, we put it here, and this is with player 1, obviously. So yeah, there it is, player 1 wins. However, there's still a problem with our creation. Let's set player 2 lives to 1 to work faster, and look at the problem of our game. When we shoot and this player wins, they can still be playing. Okay, so the game hasn't finished yet. Although it says player 1 wins, they can still be playing. So we have to solve that so that these sprites hide and they cannot play anymore. So let's solve it quickly. When we broadcast player 1 wins, every spaceship should hide. So event, when I receive player 1 wins, or when I receive player 2 wins, they are going to hide. And the same with the other player. So let's put them over here. Let's check the game again. This one has 1 life. Purple spaceship shots, player 1 wins, and they hide. But there's still a problem. Look, I can still shoot. So that's another thing that we have to solve. And we're going to solve it in a very easy way. We want our cannonball to do this when receives player 1 shot, but only if player 1 lives and player 2 lives are greater than 0, or more than 0. So again, we're going to use a condition. As you see, conditions are so important when programming. So let's take if player 1 lives is greater than 0 and player 2 lives is greater than 0, both conditions have to happen. So let's use this and 1 and 2 and put it here. So when I receive player 1 shot, if player 1 lives is greater than 0 and player 2 lives is greater than 0 as well, we can do this. But if not, we can't. So let me pass this to the other cannonball. It should be over here, perfect, and now we can place it. And obviously, as we're hiding our spaceships using these messages, when we click on the green flag, we should show the spaceships. So let's do it with the purple spaceship, player 1, and with the yellow spaceship, or player 2. And now let's test our game. As you see, we have set player 2 lives to 1 to test it faster. And let's see. That happens, but now I'm pressing keys S and K, but as you see here, but we cannot shoot. Why? Because player 2 lives is 0. Okay, it's not greater than 1. Okay, important. Don't forget to put it back to 10. Okay, it is a very good idea to set player 2 lives or player 1 lives to 1, especially when we're testing the end of the game, so that we don't have to shoot 10 times but only 1. But put it back to 10 because that's an important fact of the game. So now we're going to add some sound effects and music to the game. Okay, what is a game without any sounds or music? So let's begin with the sound effects. I'm going to write here free sound. This website and this website are really good. They have thousands of sounds, but you have to sign up and log in after that to download those sounds. So I'm going to go to free sound effects. This website doesn't require signing up to download the sound effects. So let's begin with the laser. I'm going to use this sound effect when the spaceship shoot. Okay, so I think this one was pretty good. Yeah, so laser blasts. Let's click on it. I'm going to take MP3, not WAV. Okay, MP3 is a smaller file and it sounds as good as the other one. And we're going to save it somewhere in the computer. Okay, for example, here in the desktop. And also, let's go back. I'm going to download an effect, a sound effect. I'm going to call it explosion, which is going to be played when the cannonball touches the spaceship. And there was one here called grenade. I don't know if it was this one. It's a longer, slightly shorter one. Yeah, this one could be good. This is shorter and suitable for a game. So let's download it as well. Let's save it in the desktop as well. Well, actually, I recommend creating a folder and keeping there all the sound effects and music you're going to use for this game, okay? I'm saving them in the desktop to do it faster, basically. And now let's get some music. I'm going to download music from YouTube. So here in YouTube, let's write epic battle music, for example. Non-copyrighted. And let's open this one. Well, you all can see this is very appropriate, so let's go to the description of the video. And here we have the link to download that song. Let's click on download, free download. And once we have all the sound effects and music, let's go back to scratch and let's upload every sound and every song where it has to be. First of all, cannonball. We're going to go to the sounds, and here in the sounds we're going to upload a sound. In fact, we're going to upload 2 sounds. Let's go to the desktop and here we're going to upload the laser and the grenade sound, both of them. And same thing in the other cannonball. Alright, and I'm gonna go to the backdrop, for example, and here is where I'm going to upload the background music, the epic battle music. It might take a while because it's a long song, more than 2 minutes. There it is. So well, that's gonna be very simple. Let's go to code, and when green flag clicked, play sound epic battle music until done, and we could do it forever. And in the cannonball, when we shoot, okay, so when we receive player one shot, the first thing we're going to do before showing is play that sound. So let's click on start sound laser blasts. Same thing here, start sound laser blasts. And now let's go to the spaceship. Let's go to sounds. This is where we should have uploaded the grenade sound, not in the cannonball, because we're going to control it from the spaceship when spaceship is touching the cannonball. So that's been a mistake, but it's not serious. Let's upload it here in the yellow spaceship, player 2, same sound, grenade. And once they are there, we go to code, and if touching cannonball, start sound grenade. And same here, start sound grenade. And let's test our game. This should be awesome. So perfect, let's go to the last step of this tutorial. And finally, as we have promised, the special abilities, the improvements we've been talking about. Okay, purple and yellow are going to have different abilities. So at the beginning of the game, each player has to decide which color wants to take, okay? For example, we're going to yellow, and if yellow touching cannonball 1, so when purple shoots and touches yellow, we're going to broadcast a message. And that message is going to be player 2 touched. So the idea, when the purple cannonball, okay, receives player 2 touched, if, or let's see if you like this idea, if player 2 lives is lower than 8, so if it has 7 lives, for example, we're going to set size, the size of this cannonball, to 150, for example. So if purple touches yellow 3 times, its cannonball is going to grow. So this is going to be the ability purple is going to have. Obviously, what we should do, whenever we change something like that, like size, for example, at the beginning of the game, we have to set size to 100 in the cannonball, okay? Yellow is going to have a different ability. Yellow is going to get faster. So let's go to yellow, let's go to purple, and when purple is touching cannonball 2, that means that yellow has touched purple. So we're going to broadcast a message, and that message is going to be player 1 touched, and now we're going to go to yellow, and we're going to do this. So we're going to make a variable which is going to be called yellow speed, which is not going to be visible. So when when I receive player 1 touched, and we use a condition again. Same condition. If player 1 lives is lower than 8, so if it has 7, we're going to set speed, yellow speed. Remember the usual speed of yellow is -5 and 5. So we're going to set yellow speed to 8 instead of 5. So here we're going to change y by yellow speed, and we're going to change y by minus yellow speed. How do we do that? This is complicated, but we can do it. Oops. We can multiply yellow speed by -1. So what happens? When player 1 is touched and has less than 8 lives, yellow speed is going to be 8, but yellow speed should be 5 at the beginning of the game. So when green flag clicked, set yellow speed to 5. When we press P, it's going to go up. It's going to change y by 5, okay, yellow speed, and when it goes down, it's going to change y by -5. But when player 1 lives is less than 8, so 7, 6, 5, yellow speed is going to be 8. So we're going to hide this, and we're going to try our game. Let's see if it works. This could be awesome, guys.